Hi, everybody. This is Giovanna Franklin, and this is the Alchemy of Trituration. So welcome to the Alchemy of Trituration. This is a new series of videos that I am going to do. I don't know exactly how many videos it's going to be. This is the introduction. And what we're going to explore is we're going to look at one of the fundamental processes of homeopathy, which is trituration. Why am I doing this? You probably know that in October this year, from the 10th to the 12th, I am going to run a workshop in Taos, New Mexico, about the trituration and preparation of the remedy turquoise. So we're going to, in a group, we're going to create this remedy from scratch. And this is an alchemical process, a transformational process, where I want you to understand and to appreciate what it means to create a remedy from scratch. Because at the same time, we're looking at the mechanical aspects of remedy preparation. I also want to go through the more esoteric aspects of this process and the different levels and the work of the so-called trituration movement, which started in Germany in the early 1990s. So first and foremost, so I call this course the Alchemy of Trituration. So there's two words that I want to explain. So the first word is alchemy. Alchemy is a historical, philosophical, and esoteric tradition that sought to understand, manipulate the fundamental nature of the universe, including the transmutation of metals, the discovery of a universal cure, the pursuit of immortality, ultimately. And it involved a blend of scientific inquiry, mystical beliefs, and symbolic interpretation. The word itself, alchemy, originates from a long chain of linguistic evolution. We can trace it back to ancient Greek and potentially Egyptian. The Arabic word alchemia means science in Egyptian, or the art of transmuting metals. That was then later on developed in the Greek chemeia. So we all know, we all remember from stories and traditions that all the alchemists in the Middle Ages were trying to transform lead into gold. That was the ultimate desire, the ultimate success. But what we're talking about here in essence is a transformation, a process of transformation starting from the matter and transmuting it into something completely different and better. The word trituration, on the other hand, is this mechanical process of grinding or breaking down a substance, usually into a fine powder, often through mechanical means, like using a mortar and a pestle. And the reason why I call this course Alchemy of Trituration is precisely because we are effectively transmuting something that is, there is a real transformation involved. Hahnemann was well aware of this. If you look at the organon, there is aphorism 269, for example, where he says, among other things, the inner spirit-like medicinal powers of the crude substances by means of a process peculiar to it and which has hitherto never been tried, whereby only they become immeasurably and penetratingly efficacious and remedial. Or, still from the organon, aphorism 20, when we prepare a potency, we start from the material and gradually we draw from the substance and raise to the realm of the might, the world of potencies. In the world of matter, the potency is only in latent form. So we're dealing with the potential. The matter, the raw material, has the potential, and through this process of transmutation, we reach something that has efficacious remedial power, as Hahnemann says. Why is it important to experience the practical making of a remedy by trituration? Of course, we all have pharmacies nowadays in most countries, and we even have radionics machines that can create remedies through the use of frequencies. And this is great. This is a great help for practitioners, for patients. It makes homeopathic remedies more available, more shareable, more achievable. And that's absolutely fantastic. Nothing wrong with that. It also makes us maybe a little bit lazy, I would say, or complacent, because we don't have to make our own remedies. And of course, I mean, it's a great saving in terms of time as well. In homeopathic schools, we do learn how the remedies are made. We learn how the potencies work. And some schools sometimes offer classes in trituration. However, it is not an essential part of the curriculum in most cases, or in most schools. There are group provings that are done routinely in homeopathic schools, which is also a very good way to get to know a remedy. However, there is still that gap between the raw matter and the remedy. And this is something that the trituration movement tried to address in the 1990s. There is a fundamental difference between, there are two German words for the English word knowing, and these words are Wissen and Kenntnis. So Wissen is the knowledge that we acquire through reading and studying, in other words, academically, using our mind. Whereas Kenntnis is an inner knowledge that is deeper, it's personal, and it comes through experience. So going through the process of creating a remedy from scratch, from the material substance to the substance to potentization, gives us an intimate knowledge of that remedy that no textbook can provide. In that process, it is not just the matter that is transformed, it is ourselves too. So in a sense, when we're doing this trituration, where we are preparing the remedy, particularly in a group, it's not dissimilar from a group proving, except that we don't even need to take the remedy internally. The act, the experience of creating the remedy together, that already is a proving. And in a sense, as we will see in the next videos, we will also see how much the levels of triturations affect the proving and the experience that each individual will have. So in the next part, in the next video for this course, I will talk about the trituration movement and Witold Erdler, who was the founder of this movement. So I hope you have enjoyed this short introduction. By the way, you can have the transcript and the article, the full article, on Patreon. My Patreon channel is called Evolutionary Homeopathy. You can also check my website, and on the event page, you can see the dates of my workshop in New Mexico in October. There is an early bird price at the moment, and you can see the details of that. But other than that, I will see you next time in the next video. Bye.